Hey, how's it going there, guys and gals? Welcome back. So I'm out today with the lovely Wifey, and we're actually going to be practicing for her CBT, which she's going to be redoing in a couple of days. So we're going to go through some of the things that the Wifey struggles with, and probably I suspect the thing that a lot of new riders are going to struggle with. So hopefully in today's video we'll be able to give you some tips and tricks on how you can do them better, or how to make them easier, something like that. But yeah, this is mainly going to be from the Wifey's perspective and how she does it, and yeah, how she kind of overcomes her fear her fear of certain things. But yeah, let's jump right in. Sorry, I just bumped your wing mirror.
How dare you touch it?
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did I knock it up?
No, you just wobbled it.
Okay. Alright guys, so a few days ago we went through a couple of the basic things that CBT training does. For those of you who don't know, CBT is compulsory basic training in the UK. It's the thing that every motorcycle rider has to do before they can actually start riding. And there goes the Wifey. And yeah, it's the very first thing that most riders do, and they go through a bunch of drills, they go through some of the highway code, they'll do a load of that stuff with you before actually taking you out onto the road. Then once they've taken you out onto the road and they think you're all safe, there's no testing or anything like that, there's no tests involved, it's all just training. It's supposed to be all about training. And what we're going to do, we're going to practice a few of the drills that they're going to potentially run through with you guys as well if you decide to start riding. But apparently, according to the Wifey, they don't actually do everything that they're supposed to do. I think a lot of it depends on the space that they have available to do the training. So,
and possibly the instructors you have as well.
Yeah, maybe the instructors as well, the Wifey just said. So, but yeah, so we went through a few of the bits. So emergency braking, starting, stopping, going in a straight line, moving the bike around on kind of without it being on, just walking it around, and yeah, all that stuff the Wifey does pretty well. But there's a couple of things that the Wifey does struggle with. One is a U-turn in the road, which yeah, this is one of the ones where apparently she didn't need to do this on the last CBT, but I prefer her to be prepared just in case they do decide to do this. And then on this side we've got a figure of 8. So the Wifey's going to be practicing this one as well in a moment. These are the hardest things. I mean, did you struggle that much with like going in a straight line, emergency braking and all that?
No, emergency braking was fine, but the bike they gave me was shocking. It didn't help.
It was one of those Chinese bikes, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really old.
Yeah. Alright, so the Wifey's just riding around here, warming up, just not really doing anything too specific, just getting used to the bike and what have you. And I think that's really important. One of the first things you should do is get used to the bike that you're riding, because they are all slightly different, they all work slightly differently, and when you're learning to ride, those little differences do matter. So yeah, what shall we do first, Wifey?
Don't mind, I'm here, so I could
shall we do the figure of 8, just because I think that would be a bit easier?
Don't mind.
A good little warm-up?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Wifey, go for it whenever you're ready. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these cones are actually the right distance apart. I'm not sure. And also on this one, they don't strictly tell you, I don't think, to stay within a certain area, I don't think. I mean, the Wifey's gone a bit wide there.
That was bad.
But yeah, I mean, she's going a bit wide there as well. But that's the thing. I mean, once you practice and you get a bit better and what have you, you start doing tighter and tighter turns.
I'm coming for you. I'm joking. I'm staying in first gear for all this as well, aren't I?
Yes, yeah, you will be in first gear for most of it. It's only really when you go out onto the road is when you're actually going to be changing gears more often, but they should go through changing gears with you anyway when you're there, because I mean, that's what it's for. It's you know, they're supposed to train you basically just to make sure that you are safe on the road, I suppose.
Yeah. And for those who are new to the channel, I haven't failed my CBT or not being able to go do it. It's just that it's coming to it being expired. So I want to redo it.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with CBTs, isn't it? Is that they expire every 2 years, which kind of sucks, really. Right, Wifey, let's see how tight you can get these turns. Now, the Wifey seems to do really, really well on left-hand turns. It's always the right-hand turns that she struggles with, and I think I know why. Because when she dropped her bike recently, well, I say recently, it was a couple of months ago.
Don't talk about it.
It was a right-hand turn, wasn't it?
It's dramatic. Yeah.
It was a right-hand turn that she, that she was doing when she dropped it. So it does make sense. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It knocks your confidence, but this is why just practicing this will really help. So, Wifey, tell the little goblins, the little wannabe goblins, what it is that you're doing right now and how you're getting the turns nice and tight.
I'm doing what you told me to do.
Yeah. No, come on, tell the people what it is you're doing.
So I am. I don't know how to explain it. I'm taking the corners nice and slow. I'm turning the bike not too much, but enough to make a difference.
Where's the balance point between, dropping the bike and keeping it upright? What have you got to do? What's the little movements you have to do on the bike to keep it upright?
I don't know. The thing is,
it all just comes naturally to the Wifey.
I just do. It sounds awful. I don't think. I just do.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I think a lot of it actually is just instinct. Like, most of us know how to ride a bicycle, so you're applying a lot of those same kind of motor functions to this, really.
I bet everyone's going, what's she doing with her leg? It's like my counterbalance point. I tried to do it with... Oh, where am I going? I tried to do it without it, and I'd struggle. I don't know what it is, But yeah, I'm only going like 4 or 5 miles an hour when I do this. I'm not going really, really fast.
No, I mean, I think this is what we discussed recently, is when you're riding a motorcycle, the hardest part is actually the slow maneuvers. Doing this kind of thing is the most difficult to learn, because you don't want to drop the bike.
No.
That's the thing, you really don't want to drop it, and these are going to be the occasions where you will drop it if you're not careful. As most of us have experienced, I think, at least once. The Wifey doesn't necessarily need to do this one tighter. I think they give the riders quite a lot of room on this one. But the reason why I want her to do it as tight as possible is because when you're doing the U-turn in the road, that is actually when it becomes very, very difficult. And so the tighter you can get the figure of 8, the easier it will be for you when you actually do the U-turn. So
I think something as well for those little goblins that want to ride, don't look down, look at where you want the bike to go.
I think that is one of the best lessons anyone can ever tell a motorcyclist, an up-and-coming motorcyclist, is to look the direction you're going.
Yeah,
not look at the handlebars, not look at the bike, not look at anything like that. Look at the direction you're going.
I know it sounds really obvious. You're like, of course I'm going to look where I'm going, but you don't. When you first start riding, you really don't.
It's the same thing with like potholes, isn't it? Where like, when you look at the pothole, you will hit the pothole. If you look like to one side of the pothole, then you'll avoid it. It's the same thing there as well. I find this really interesting. You're doing the right-hand turns a lot better than the left-hand turns. What's going on?
I don't know. Because you put me on the spot and said I'm really good at left-hand turns, and I'm not.
She's got nervous, bless her.
I am. I was honestly dreading being filmed today, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Alright, so the setup for the U-turn is a set of cones that are meant to kind of simulate the side of the road. So in the UK rather, we drive on the left-hand side of the road. So this is where the pavement's going to be, okay, here along this side. So the Wifey is going to be parking right here, in between the pavement and the cones. And then what she's going to do, she's going to be riding around this way, up to a point, and then she's going to be doing a U-turn, and then coming back round the other way, doing another U-turn, coming back the other way, and then she's going to be parking back in here. Do you want to demonstrate, Wifey? Demonstrate the route?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how she does first time. This is the one that we practiced the most, wasn't it, the other day?
Yeah, there was a car here the other day as well, so I really couldn't
She's concentrating.
She stopped talking.
So she took that one a little bit wide. So where the parking bays are marked is basically where the pavement is, or the sidewalk. So that's it, yeah, just stop there for a sec, Wifey. All right, Wifey, let's reset, let's try again. So the Wifey's gonna ride back into a little starting spot here, and every single time whenever she completes 2 U-turns, one this side and one this side, she has to come back and she has to stop right here. Okay, Wifey, you ready?
Yeah.
Go for it. Okay, not quite tight enough. So you were able to do this tightly on the right-hand bend the other time, when you were doing the figure of 8?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. Silence in the audience, please.
I wonder if it's worth putting cones out for where the pavement is. So you have to go within the cones.
No, let's just keep trying this for now. And if it
Okay.
gets worse, then we'll put guidance out.
Okay. That one was good. That one was good. The easiest way to do this is to actually turn in as sharply as you can at this side.
But like you said, I think I've got that fear.
Yeah.
I can't get over it.
Yeah. Well, this is how you get over it, by practicing this, getting used to kind of where the balance of the bike is and what have you. It's all about control of the bike. But the sharper you turn in on this side, the left-hand side, the easier it will be on the right-hand side when you come back this way. But what you're doing is that you're turning in very lightly on this side and then having to turn in sharply on the right-hand side. Try doing it the other way around. Try turning in as sharply as you can on this left-hand side first. Do you want me to get my bike and do it? No. See if I can do it.
Or do you the outtakes at the end?
I'll do it at the end, yeah. See if I can do a bloody U-turn on my bike. This is where I'll show myself up. Very close, very close. Did you turn in sharply this side?
I try, my bike wobbled.
Yeah. That's when you got to put a bit of gas. Give it a little bit of gas. Come on, Wifey, you can do this. Wifey. This is hard, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. This is hard. Like,
this is awful. I hate this.
Yeah, this isn't.
But it's such a necessity. But it stresses me out because I don't like doing this.
Yeah. This is the way of the world. This is how they do it. In most countries, this is how they do motorcycle practice. Is in an enclosed area with cones out and stuff. So, yeah, as unrealistic as it might be, like there are easier ways to do a turn in the road, you know, rather than doing a U-turn specifically. But they insist on doing this. So. That's another thing as well. You have to be able to do this without putting your feet down. Right, you keep doing that, Wifey. I'm gonna get my bike, see if I can do it. That's the problem with practicing in a car park, is that you've always got people like moving around it and what have you, so it's just a distraction.
I think filming this made me more nervous.
No, don't even think about it. It's supposed to take your mind off of it more than anything else.
It's made it worse.
That's it. Oh, nearly.
You go.
All right, so I got the big ZH2. Let's see if I can do this. I can do this on the Ninja fairly easily, but this is going to be the true test right here. It's all about feathering the clutch. And look, I'm having to go full lock here as well. Full lock. Full lock's hard. On a motorcycle, doing full lock is very hard. But I'm moving though. I'm constantly moving. That's the way to keep the bike upright, is to constantly move. Constantly keep your speed up. If you slow down too much, that's when it gets really, really hard to balance the bike.
Show off.
Well, I mean, funnily enough, the bike is idling around about 1,500 RPM at the moment, and I was just using that. But once it warms up a little bit, the idle will go down. But try and maybe, I don't know, get to like 8 miles an hour or so. Try and do that. Do it going 8 miles an hour, between 6 and 8 miles an hour. You see, I'm comfortable pulling in the clutch and feathering the clutch whilst I'm going around these bends. The Wifey isn't. You're not pulling the clutch at all, are you?
I am now, yeah.
You are, yeah. Just feather the clutch, feather the clutch.
I'm happy doing it at 5 miles an hour.
It's just easier. The faster you go, the easier it is.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. When you're doing a tight turn, it doesn't, does it? But yeah, the faster you go, the easier it is to balance the bike.
That one was alright.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I like that. Honestly, guys, what I'm doing right now is nearly 15 years of experience. The Wifey has got less than 2. So, you know, be patient with her.
Be kind in the comments, guys.
Yeah. Because this isn't easy. Any rider that says, oh, these slow maneuvers are easy, they're lying. They might get easier after 10 years, but yeah, there you go. Interestingly, one technique that I'm doing, which I've noticed, is I'm not leaning into the corner, I'm leaning the opposite way around. I'm leaning this way. Away from the turn. That might be a technique we can try, Wifey. If I get in front of you, watch this. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm leaning the opposite way of the turn. So I'm counterbalancing the bike. So as I turn in, I'm counterbalancing. Because the bike wants to go right, it wants to tip right, and I'm
No, I can't.
I'm going left.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay. Well, no.
I'm trying to concentrate on too many things now, and something's going to happen. I'm going to drop the bike, and I'm going to be under it. So I don't want to.
You'll be fine.
I don't want to do that.
Well, you do it the way how you feel comfortable. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
The way how you want to do it, you do it.
Like when you said to me, why do I put my leg down?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I don't know why, but it helps me balance. I don't know if it does. I think it's just me, my brain going, if you put me on the floor, you're going to be alright. It probably doesn't do anything.
Well, no, that is a technique. I said this to you last time. It is a technique that a lot of people on dirt bikes use to kind of keep the bike upright whenever they're doing sharp turns on an area that doesn't have a lot of grip. I think they do the exact same thing as Speedway as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, doing this on the ZZR will be very difficult as well. I'm actually more comfortable doing it on the ZH2 because it's got the shorter wheelbase. So I do find it a little bit easier doing these slow maneuvers on this bike. Doing things like city riding and stuff, I find a lot easier on this bike than on the ZZR. Again, because it's got the shorter wheelbase and what have you. And it stands a little bit taller, so it's easier to counterbalance, things like that. Yeah, a lot of benefits to nakeds for street use. What do you think, Wifey? Shall we call the video here and then just get you practicing without any pressure from the audience?
Yeah, I think so. It's just this bit like that I'm okay with. I think I can figure that. That's fine.
The figure of 8 you're doing easily.
It's just this corner. Like this corner I'm doing fine. It's just that bit.
Yeah.
So
there's always something when it comes to these slow maneuvers. There's always something that people struggle with.
Yeah.
All right, guys and girls. Well, yeah, me and the Wifey, we're going to call the video here. Give the Wifey some time to actually think about practicing the slow maneuvers rather than actually focusing on
kind of practice and talk and
create content for you guys. But But yeah, I mean, I think the Wifey's doing really well, and that's the thing. A lot of it is just patience, taking time, and a lot of this stuff, like I said, you don't do on the road. It's only on very, very niche occasions is when these kinds of skills are handy, but that's for when you need them, you know, for those kind of unexpected situations where you have to do some really tight cornering, and at least you'll be confident doing it. But it's something that takes time and practice, and yeah, that's why we're out doing this today. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, guys and gals. I hope you've learned something today, and look, if I can do it on the big ZH2, then you guys can do it on a little bike for sure. So yeah, it is a lot easier on a little bike. And the funny thing is, when you move up to a big bike and you ride that for a few years and then you go back to a little bike again, the difference, you know, the ease at which a little bike rides is just out of this world. It's crazy.
So you have great fun on this one, don't you?
Oh yeah, because you can just throw it around into corners and it doesn't care. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But yeah. But yeah, as always, guys and girls, leave a like, leave a comment, any tips and tricks for the Wifey here or newer riders to help them out with these kinds of slow maneuvers. And yeah, hit subscribe if you learned something today. If you're looking to ride a motorcycle for yourselves, let us know at some point when you decide to try going for your own CBT, or when you're going for your motorcycle license, because hopefully in the next 2 years the wife will actually get around to doing her full license as well, which will mean more of this stuff.
Yep, more content.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys and girls. We'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye. I'm gonna be harsh to you now. Well, there you go. See, I put some cones out, and all of a sudden now you're making tighter turns. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's what you needed. You need to get as close to this cone as possible before you start turning in. There you go. Nice, babe. Now, funnily enough, I think this semicircle is actually tighter than that one. Very good, babe. Very good. Oh, right at the very end, you lost it. Did you jump the clutch a little bit? Is that what it was? Because you had the turn. You had the turn. See, that one you got easy. That one you got easy. Try one more time. One more time. That's it. Let's get this perfect. You got this. Little bit of gas, there you go, nice. That's it, that's what we need right there. That's the stuff.